Hello everybody, Isaac24 here, and today I have a review slash little just video I'm going to do. So this is going to be a review of a $100 cell phone in 2024. So you're looking at my personal cell phone. It is a Motorola G Play 2023 wrapped in a wonderful OtterBox Defender knockoff two-piece case from Walmart with a Scotch Magic Mount on the back and a glass screen protector from Walmart on the front. This phone was $99.99 on BestBuy.com or Best Buy in store, whatever, back in February. And I purchased this phone because I just needed the most basic phone that I could get that calls and texts and receives emails, because my old iPhone was fine, but I just don't care for iPhones and I wanted something just easier to use than the iPhone. I love my MacBook and I probably will always love MacBooks, but Apple and cell phones, they just don't mix. Apple does great with computers, but I can't do the phones. I don't like them. I like Android. So I purchased this phone for $100, brand new, and I figured it's $100, it's not going to be perfect, but let's see how it does. The last Android phone that I had was a Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, which I had for years, and keep in mind that that was a $1,000 phone in 2017 or 2016. So let's talk about the positives of this phone. I don't know what Android, I think it's Android 12. The first thing that I guess you could see as a positive, I'll just touch on, is the size. This thing is massive. It has a full borderless screen control. I don't care if you see the passcode because all it's there for is just to prevent pocket dialing. It has a massive giant screen. So if that's something you're concerned about, you got it covered screen-wise. Sorry, I had to close them out. You've got it covered screen-wise. Being Android, it's very customizable. You can do everything with it. Everything you like about Android, the customizability, the pictures, the apps, everything's there. This thing all has it. Off button on the side. The biggest positive I believe about this phone is the battery life. Especially if you're coming from an iPhone. If you're coming from like a Galaxy, it's slightly less impressive, but even for the battery, even for in general, this battery life is unbelievable for a $100 phone. This thing, I kid you not, I probably charge it twice a week. That's it. It will go from 100% to about 80% in probably 8 or 9 hours of average usage. It literally takes 3 or so days to completely drain the battery from normal usage. It's unbelievable. And that's something I really think Motorola does well with their phones, is the battery life. And charging it takes about 2.5 hours from 15% to 100%. But if battery life is something that's on your radar, this is a no-brainer. I mean, what is it at now? It's at 28%. I'll probably get at least another 24 hours out of it before I even think about charging it. If you're worried about carrying a charger, if you're coming from an iPhone, forget about it. You won't need it. Obviously, if you're using Google Maps for hours on end, it's a little more labor intensive, but even if you're just scrolling through social media, it really doesn't affect the battery. It does not drain that much. So that's something that's a big positive. The other positives, I mean, $100 new, the case was $10. I mean, it's cheap. And for being how cheap it is, the initial quality's all right. I mean, it's got a plastic back. I'm not going to take the case off. It's a nice blue color, so if you don't use the case, it's nice blue. Has 3 cameras, has the Motorola thing where you can shake it twice to turn the flashlight on. That's something I always like. It's easy to hold. I've never really dropped it. It's not, I mean, I don't know about the case, but it's very thin. It's very, it's pretty rugged. Something else that's a positive too, if I remember where it is, it does have a headphone jack. So if that's something you're concerned about, got you covered here. It also has a micro SD card slot in there. So if you had a Galaxy S7 Edge or an S6 like I did and they got rid of the stupid slot because Samsung sucks, no worries, you can put a micro SD card in here. The phone comes with, I believe it's 32 gigabytes of onboard storage, which is fine for most people. I mean, 32 is perfectly fine for most of what you're going to do, but throw another 32 gig card in there, you're good. So where does the phone fall short? Well, if all you do is calling, texting, whatever, it's fine. You're not really going to run into any issues. I mean, you can see it's pretty responsive. You can customize it. The main issues with this phone that you're going to find, so number one, and this is something you're kind of just going to notice with all cheaper phones, but if you're buying this phone to take pictures, the camera's kind of crap. I mean, it'll take video at 1080p, it'll take pictures, it'll do what you need to do. But in terms of actual good, I mean, there's no steady shot. I mean, the camera's just crappy. That's all there is to it. If you're looking for good quality camera, this is not it. It will take decent videos in a pinch, decent photos, but the quality, it's just not there. So that is not something you should look for if you're going to be taking this. And I guess I can show you the rear facing camera too. I don't take tons of pictures with my phone. If you were going to, I mean, it's okay. It's not, I don't think you can, no, you can't. It's not perfect, but it'll get you by. I mean, for what it is, it'll get you by. The main issues with this phone that I have found is when you do anything that is labor intensive of any kind, it will slow down. Even something as simple as just, I'm not going to open it because it's going to show my location, but running Google Maps, if you open Google Maps, there's about a 50-50 chance your phone is going to do one of these where it's trying to really focus, but it can't, and it's just moving at this speed, glitching around. There's about a 50-50 chance it'll do that, regardless of if you have other apps open. If you have other apps open, it probably will. Just picking it up randomly and going to use Google Maps, it'll do that. YouTube and like other social media, for the most part, is okay. YouTube, I found, is a little bit slow. I mean, you can scroll. It takes a little while to catch up. But you can see even if I scroll, it does start to bog down a little bit. But I mean, who's really scrolling at that speed anyway? So it's, yeah. Facebook is the same way. Instagram is the same way. It's all kind of like that. So it's tolerable. If you don't do most of your social media on here, it's tolerable. You can make folders, obviously. I do have a QR reader. If you are used to an iPhone where you can scan a QR code with your camera, say goodbye to that because you won't be able to. You can add widgets to it, whatever. For most people, we can go to Google Chrome, we'll search stuff. It's currently on Wi-Fi, so it shouldn't have an issue. If you just search, like, the keyboard responds mostly okay. We'll go to like a website, homedepot.com. See, it takes a minute to respond there. It loads. It's okay. You'll see it's starting to take a minute here. Even if you're on data, it does take a minute. You can see it kind of glitches out a little bit when it's trying to load stuff that's labor intensive. It'll get you by, but it's not going to be an iPhone in terms of speed. So I don't really know what else to talk about. Basically, I guess in summary, if all you want is a phone that can call and text reasonably quickly and it's new, this will be fine. If you're looking for something that can do any sort of labor, I mean, God help you if you try to live stream on this. It's not happening. Anything that's labor intensive, it's not going to happen. You can do it, but even once you get to the point where you start opening multiple apps, you're going to start having weird bogging down issues with it. It gets to the point sometimes where the phone just completely glitches out and it'll show, like, there's been times where I go to try to log in and it'll just get stuck on this screen, and then eventually it'll like shut off and show the arrow and it'll just like open, but like at this speed where it's just glitching out. So most of the time it's fine, but keep that in mind that you're not getting speed out of this. So Hopefully this helps. I don't really know what to talk about because I've never done a video like this, but if you're looking to buy one of these, hopefully this can help you show you what to look for. Great battery life, good size, okay speed for calling and texting, but if you're looking for something actually to get stuff done, you're probably going to want to step up to either a more expensive Motorola or even a Samsung. So thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe and click like if you like what you see, and follow me on the web at isaac24.com. Bye-bye.